So what is the place of the farmer in Canada's political community? Once upon a time, that question would have made no sense. Consider that when Sir John A. Macdonald's parents brought him here as a boy in 1820, the largest town in Upper Canada, Kingston, had only 4,000 people out of 150,000. At the time of Confederation, again, they're simply taken for granted. The majority of the population was rural. The question was, what, if anything, is the place of industry in this country? At the same time, Macdonald's national policy did have a plan for farmers: open up the West, bring people in. And it worked. 1 million people came here in the late 19th and early 20th century, and farm production boomed. Even so, by 1900 already, 60% of employed Canadians worked outside agriculture. And that trend has just kept on. By 1951, 1 in 6 Canadians worked in agriculture. By 1981, it was 1 in 25. And by the turn of the millennium, just 1 in 100 Canadians lived on a farm. In a weird way, farming was the victim of its own success at becoming efficient and productive. Now, on the one hand, once farmers are a small group, they can become what you might consider another special interest, and there's plenty of subsidies for some kinds of farming. On the other hand, though, they're not big enough politically to fend off pressure on their way of life from other sources like land use policy or environmental policy. And the paradox is that the big farmers, the industrial concerns, can manage the bureaucratic entanglements both of the subsidies and of the pressure from other policies. It's the family farm that can't make it and goes under. So it becomes a question for the rest of us. Are we going to act to preserve the countryside we think is part of traditional Canada, the one maybe we want to retire to the non-backbreaking Labour part of someday and get away from the rat race? Are we prepared to buy local, buy organic, buy from the small farmer, or are we just content to let it all ebb away? The farmers, especially the family farmers, can't keep it alive by themselves now. They need our help. And this is something to concern you because, after all, it's your countryside.